Los Angeles. From where Marco Alvarez sat in his car alongside Mulholland Drive on Thursday, nothing seemed right. Smoke seeped into nostrils and burned the back of throats. The usual stream of tourists angling for postcard views was non-existent. Police officers stood with their arms crossed near a barricade blocking the entrance to Bel Air and the westernmost section of Mulholland. These fires are not impacting me physically. My home is fine, but they are really wearing me down mentally, Mr. Alvarez, an electrician, said. He had pulled over to listen to the news on the radio and check his social media accounts for updates. Everyone I know is glued to the news, he said. Everyone is talking about nothing else. Just then, a silver BMW swerved onto Mulholland from Benedict Canyon Drive and passed Mr. Alvarez. Both of the occupants were wearing white face masks. The Skirball fire was burning nearby, one of several major fires that have scorched more than 100,000 acres in Los Angeles and Ventura counties, closing at least 322 schools and prompting hundreds of thousands of people to evacuate their homes. Fires are not uncommon in Southern California, but they usually affect areas far outside the heart of Los Angeles, a hillside in suburban Rancho Cucamonga, perhaps, or near Calabasas to the north. I can't remember the last time I even smelled a cigarette in this neighborhood, said Hector Rodriguez, as he ordered a $3.50 taco at a food truck parked near a Mulholland overlook that would normally be swarming with sightseers. Mr. Rodriguez, a gardener who had spent the morning watering agave plants at a nearby estate, cleared his throat and rubbed his eyes. People are scared, he said. In some ways, Mulholland is this city's signature road. Rodeo Drive and Sunset Boulevard hog the spotlight. But it is Mulholland named after the civil engineer William Mulholland, who built the infrastructure needed to bring water to Los Angeles that encompasses the breadth of the city. From its position along the ridgeline of the Hollywood Hills, Mulholland winds for several miles and straddles the suburban valley to the north and the more urban cityscape to the south. So it was, perhaps, appropriate that a much different reality was unfolding on the road, farther down from where Mr. Alvarez was parked. On this eastern edge, near where Hogwarts Castle rises at the Universal Studios theme park, life was going on as if there were no fires at all. A man in a blue Porsche convertible top-down waited impatiently at a traffic light. Two men with leaf blowers blew the morning dust off the driveway of a well-to-do home. The air did not smell acrid, it smelled like freshly clipped grass. And a gaggle of tourists, gathered under a blue sky at a scenic lookout, seemed a little disappointed by the normalcy. There were no burning hillsides in sight, no billows of black smoke. This did not look like the apocalypse, at least not to Jane Marie Trenner, who had arrived from Ireland the night before to alarmed messages from friends who had seen news reports about the fires. We haven't seen any trace of fire yet, not even a burning smell, said Miss Trenner in her County Monaghan brogue. It seems like a typical day to me. From her vantage point, perhaps. As any Angelino will tell you, however, anything that unites people of this city is atypical. The sprawl is so great that residents stay in their own bubbles, often completely unaware of major happenings in neighborhoods just a few blocks away. On Thursday, everywhere you went, or so it seemed, the conversation was about one topic: fire. In the lobby of the Hotel Bel Air, a staffer answered a concerned guest's questions. No, the Skirball fire was not yet contained. Yes, firefighters were doing their best. The hotel's swans swam unperturbed in the lobby-side lake. At the target near the University of California, Los Angeles, which cancelled classes. Angela Cote, a neuroscience student, shopped while wearing a white face mask. I have asthma and was only outside for 2 or 3 minutes before I started to feel pressure in my chest, she said. At the Sunset Boulevard offices of Bonhams, an auction house, Angela Past said that people were focused on little else, in a way that I have rarely seen. Ms. Past, a specialist in 20th-century decorative arts, said that she had acquaintances who had been evacuated and that she had skipped her usual morning run. It's rare that people in LA are so consumed with one thing, she said. Unless it involves traffic.